I opened the first envelope expecting another routine HOA reminder about landscaping or dock maintenance. Instead, I found a demand for $22,000, claiming I had made unauthorized shoreline repairs after a storm. I read the amount twice, wondering if someone had made a mistake. The strange part was that every repair listed in the notice had been paid for out of my own pocket to protect the community when nobody else stepped forward. Just a few months earlier, heavy flooding had ripped through the shoreline, washing away part of the only road leading to the lake. While the HOA board debated what to do, I hired contractors, rented equipment, and repaired the damaged access road before the situation became even worse. Neighbors thanked me because the work prevented further erosion and kept the boat ramp from collapsing into the water. I never expected applause, but I certainly didn't expect a bill. The following morning, I carried a thick binder filled with receipts, contractor invoices, permits, fuel costs, and photographs into the HOA office. I calmly explained that the repairs had protected community property and requested reimbursement for the money I had spent. Linda Brooks, the HOA president, barely looked at the paperwork before sliding it back across the table. According to her, helping the neighborhood had been my personal decision, and the association owed me nothing. I then laid dozens of dated photographs across the conference table, showing the shoreline before and after the repairs. Every image was documented, complete with timestamps and contractor verification. One board member quietly admitted the repairs had probably saved the community thousands of dollars, but Linda quickly interrupted him and ended the discussion. As I packed my binder, she confidently remarked that if I expected to recover $22,000, I would be waiting forever. I simply thanked everyone for their time and walked out. Instead of driving home, I headed straight to the county courthouse. I requested every public record connected to the lake, shoreline, and surrounding properties. After searching through decades of archived documents, the county clerk returned with original survey maps. One faded boundary line immediately caught my attention. According to the original records, the HOA owned the recreational areas around the lake, but a narrow strip of land beside the access road belonged to the neighboring ranch I had quietly purchased years earlier. Wanting complete certainty, I hired an independent licensed surveyor. Over the next several days, modern GPS equipment confirmed exactly what the historical map suggested. The only practical road leading to the community lake crossed my private property. For years, everyone had simply assumed it belonged to the HOA because nobody had ever questioned the original boundaries. Rather than making any sudden moves, I scheduled a meeting with an experienced property attorney. After carefully reviewing the deeds, surveys, and county records, he explained that ownership came with legal rights as well as responsibilities. I couldn't simply close public access overnight, but I absolutely had the right to decide how my private land would be used. His advice was simple. Stay professional, follow the law, and document everything. Certified letters were soon delivered to the HOA. They weren't threats or demands. They simply explained that future access across my land required either a negotiated legal easement or another county-approved route. During the next board meeting, Linda dismissed the letters as nothing more than a bluff. However, several directors appeared uneasy and insisted the HOA attorney should verify the claims before making another decision. 2 days later, their own attorney confirmed the surveys were accurate and the property records fully supported my ownership. Even then, I didn't rush to install barriers. Instead, my attorney offered a straightforward settlement. The HOA could reimburse the $22,000 I had spent protecting the shoreline and negotiate a permanent easement guaranteeing continued lake access. The board rejected both proposals without further discussion. With negotiations exhausted, I exercised my property rights by installing a professionally built security gate exactly on my land. Clear signs explained that access remained available through a lawful easement agreement. When families arrived the following weekend carrying fishing gear, kayaks, and picnic supplies, many were understandably confused. I calmly showed them copies of the survey, the property deed, and the settlement offer that had been ignored. Most residents quickly realized I wasn't trying to keep anyone away from the lake. I was simply asking the HOA to resolve the issue fairly. News spread rapidly, and attendance at the next HOA meeting was the largest anyone could remember. During the public comment period, I projected the original county survey, the legal deeds, and every certified letter sent to the board. The HOA attorney confirmed that my documents matched the county records exactly. Residents began asking why the board had refused multiple opportunities to settle such a straightforward matter. For the first time, Linda had no convincing response. A week later, the board privately approached my attorney with a new proposal. They agreed to reimburse the full $22,000 and negotiate a permanent recorded easement protecting both my property rights and the community's continued access to the lake. Within a month, the agreement was signed, the reimbursement check arrived, and the dispute officially ended. Despite the title people later gave the story, I never stole the lake. The lake had always belonged to the community. What I defended were my legal property rights and the principle that fairness works both ways. By staying patient, following the law, and relying on facts instead of anger, we reached a solution that benefited everyone involved. If you enjoyed this HOA story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more neighborhood drama every week. And before you go, tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Share your city and state below.